No, you're not going to be able to snap your fingers 3 times and think it's changed. You're not going to be able to click your heels 3 times and think things change. You're not going to be able to wish things to change and they will change. You can't hope that things will change and they will change because that's not how life is. But yet, so many of you think that if you wish it hard enough, or you dream it hard enough, or you talk about it enough, that it will happen. None of those things will happen. Not going to work. So what can change? You can change. You can't change your neighbor. You can't change your child. You can't change your spouse. You can't change your employee, but you can change you. And where do you want to go? Wherever you want to go, you have to start from a place of peace. I know that this sounds cliche, but if you're turmoiled and you're upset and you're stressed all the time, it makes it 10 times or 100 times harder to get where you want to go. So the first thing is, rather than blaming or looking at why you can't have what you want, how about starting to want what you have? What do I mean by that? When you want what you have, that means that you're not in turmoil, you're not frustrated, you're not irritated, you're not angry. You are wanting what you have. And it's a beautiful thing if you can want what you have. That means this is what I have today. I have a roof over my head. I have a car in the garage. I have food in the refrigerator. I have friends. I have a fiance. I have a life. I have a home. I have children that I love. Now we're cooking with gas. That's literally taking gas, like gasoline, putting on your hopes and dreams. But you might say, if I'm satisfied or peaceful with what I have, I'll never change. Well, there's a couple of ways you can do this. Some people, and I've noticed there's some people, that they spend all of their energy and time watching TV, watching other people's lives, following celebrities, following sports heroes, following games. I don't have anything wrong with that. I don't say that it's not something that you should do, but I am saying that's not going to get you your dreams because you're living vicariously on what other people have while sitting on your laurels and doing nothing for yourself. One of the first things you want to do is you want to identify what is it that you want? What is it that your dreams are? And be peaceful and grateful for what you have today, and doors open. I remember many years ago, I always wanted a horse. Why did I want a horse? When I was a little girl, my dad, he was very good about selling fairy tales, and I believed them with all my heart. And there were 2 things that he said he was going to do. We had a little 3-bedroom house, and he said, we're going to build what he called a breezeway. We're going to have a breezeway. That means we're going to have this TV room. So we were going to have a family room. So we weren't going to just have this little small house, the living room. And so one day, this is what we're going to have. We're going to have a breezeway and we're going to have horses. Now that I know our neighborhood was not zoned for horses, we were never going to get horses. And the breezeway never happened. But I became an adult and I loved horses. My husband and I would go horseback riding, tried to find my way to be around horses. I've actually worked in the yard to help brush horses and make sure they get hay and all of that because I just love the energy and the spirit being around horses. Some people said that because of their heartbeat, that it's a very calming energy for humans. I don't know what it is, but I like horses. But anyway, back to the story about dreaming. I thought, oh my God, I really would love to have a horse. I would love to be around horses. I lived in Playa del Rey, California. There weren't any horses around. One day I was in the parking of the condo I lived in. The parking was subterranean, that below the condo. And so I was down there and I was getting on the elevator, and these 2 people that I didn't know, I don't know how the conversation got to horses, but they had just come back from the ranch in Riverside, which was quite a ways away, tending to their horse. And I said, oh, you have a horse? They said, oh yeah, we have a thoroughbred. I think the horse's name was Joey or whatever, but they really love their horse. And they said, we go out every Saturday to see how he's doing. And so I said, can I go with you? You go see your horse? I didn't even know these people. But I lit up when they told me that they were around horses. So I got to go and be with them. And they said yes. And I could go ride with them and go see the horses. So every week I would get up and I would put my jeans on and go ride with him. I think we left 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And we would drive for an hour and a half or 2 hours to the ranch where the thoroughbred were training their horse. So one day I was there and the woman who was the owner said, would you like to have a horse? I'm like, a horse? Me have a horse? So yeah, you could could have a horse. Oh, wow. So anyway, we made the arrangements and I had my own horse. It was a colt. He was growing up. But I love that horse. I loved that horse so much. I dreamed that I wanted to have a horse. It was nowhere to be found, but I had it on my brain and the opportunity showed up. And so that's what I'm saying. When we find peace, when we're content with where we are, this is what I have, this is what I have now, this is what I have today, then we're peaceful and we can actually see and hear the opportunities that are available for us. Being available for us, it's there. There are all kinds of opportunities that are there for us. But first, we must determine what it is that we have, that we want, and we need. That's what we want. That is the beginning. The other thing is, I have to say, is that you can't spend all your time and energy watching other people's dreams. Other people's dreams are on the TV and different TV shows and whatever. If you spent all your spare time watching TV, I promise you that you won't see the opportunities because you'll be so busy watching other people's lives, you don't have an opportunity to see what's there for your life. Here's the thing, is that we want to be sure that we open ourselves to the life that we want. We want to be sure that we open ourselves to what's available for us. And if you are interested in having this conversation and going on this journey, click below and subscribe, and I will see you soon.